Okay, I'd like to call the meeting of the Public Works Committee. May I have a motion for the approval of the previous minutes unless there is any corrections to them?
So moved.
Okay, motion made and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, first order of business is, number one, is bringing back to life the project labor agreement that we tabled at the last meeting. And you want to speak on it?
Sure, I'll be happy to.
Let me just say that a great deal of work went into revising or changing the old PLA. And I'd like to thank those that, there was meetings on Sundays, there was meetings with the Dan McCoy, and I'd like to thank everybody for that. Particularly, I'd like to thank council here, Frank Camiso, Sean, who took time out on a Sunday to meet with me and go over this. And I'd like to thank this committee for their, allowing us to table this at the last meeting and to make the changes. And I'd like to thank Paul. Paul, I thank you for your help on this and helping us get through this. Having said that, Sarah.
Yeah, sure. Committee, thank you for having me today. I'm here on Larry's behalf. He's out of town, so I'm sitting in for him. And you all know that the county engaged Sealer Engineering for them to evaluate whether there was a benefit to going with an agreement, project labor agreement, and they concluded that there's a measurable economic benefit to doing that. As well, it will promote the county's interest in obtaining the best price, or the best work at the best price, and we're here looking for authorization to move it.
So moved. There's no questions or comments?
I'd just like to point out that one of the issues that we were continually working on was minority and women business enterprise and workforce inclusion. The numbers for those have significantly increased, particularly in one area. The minority women and business enterprise numbers are now 15% for minorities, 8% for women. It's 15% aggregate now for the workforce, with each union being responsible to show that they've attempted individually to meet the goal of 15% as well. And there's also a guarantee of 3 apprenticeship agreements for minority women as well. I think we consulted with the Labor Department as well on this, and they gave us some useful advice, and we managed to get pretty much what they told us was capable of getting. So I think it's a good agreement from that perspective. And I also think that probably a project labor agreement itself is a good way to go on this project because of the size of it. Now that you don't listen to me anymore.
Okay, are there any questions? The motion was made. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay, number 2, authorizing an agreement with the New York State Unified Court System regarding custodian and building maintenance servicing for the Albany County Courthouse, Judicial Center, and Family Court.
Yeah, we're looking for approval for the last year of the 686 contract with the OCA, or for the reimbursement of $682,897.
Any questions? If there aren't any, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Number 3, authorizing an agreement with the County Waste and Recycling, Inc. regarding rubbish removal at various county facilities. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm looking for approval to go with the lowest responsible and responsive bidder, County Waste. They bid on all locations for our last bid.
Okay. Yes, Paul.
I just have a question. I apologize for not having gone through the numbers, but I try to follow the solid waste stuff. Are we a flat monthly or a weekly rate, or
Flat
does
fee
it,
for the month.
does it, is there any clause that, that the price changes if their tipping fee changes?
No.
Okay.
It's a flat rate that they bid for the next 3 years.
Now, is County Waste a subsidiary of Waste Connections?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
can
Off the
look
top
it
of my
for you.
head, I would not know.
Just curious, because the Waste Connections runs the landfill up in Colony, and also the only competitor in upstate New York is Seneca Meadows, which is also owned by Waste Connections. And I'm told that Waste Connections is bidding on the transfer station in Albany. So I'm just,
Their pricing was significantly lower.
when you control, if you control the tipping,
Yeah.
that's how that happens.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
I will find out.
Okay, any other questions? Motion? Second? Do I have a second? All in favor? Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 4, authorizing an agreement with Santa Reuben Construction Services LLC regarding general construction services for the Time Union Center concession stands project.
Right. Santa Reuben is was the lowest responsive bidder for this project, for the concession stands, at $858,900. This is in the capital plan, the 2017-2018 capital plan.
Okay, questions? Yes.
With this contract, do they fall into apprenticeship program requirements?
Yes, they do. Yes, they're all, and anything over $250,000 falls into the apprenticeship program.
So they,
Is that our threshold?
Yes, anything over $250,000, you have to have the apprenticeship program. And it's the aggregate of the project altogether. So the project is $1 million, even though there's something that's 80,000, it still falls into that apprenticeship.
So if there's a subcontract for Santa Reuben,
Correct,
they would still require?
correct.
Okay.
it's not the aggregate of the total renovation project.
It's the whole project.
Of this bid?
If this bid, let's say the whole project is $1.2 million, okay, everybody in that $1.2 million has to have that, whoever the main primes are in there, so you have your electrical, you have your plumbing, all have to have that apprenticeship
The
program.
only reason why I ask is last month there was a contract for painting that went through at about 130,000 or so.
Correct.
Which I don't believe that they met the threshold of 250 for the apprenticeship program, but even though that it was part of the overall project at the TU Center,
No, it was a separate project.
separate
It
project.
was a completely separate project.
They
under
did the
capital.
inside and the outside.
The atrium was one part of the project. This is a separate standalone capital plan project that you're discussing now, the First City project.
It comes out of a different bond as well, a different project completely from the Atrium project.
So moved. There's no other questions.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Number 5, authorizing an agreement with Toll Facility Solutions, Inc. regarding electrical construction services for the Time Union Center concession stand project.
Correct. This is part of the same project in the capital plan. They were the lowest responsible bidder at $181,229 for the concession stand project.
I'm just curious.
Is there any other questions?
And I have one. Good on that.
Still see. Total Facility Solutions.
They've done quite a bit of work for us.
So, it says, you said they were the lowest responsible bidder?
Correct.
How, it looks like they're higher than Stilsing Electric.
Well, if you figure in the retainers, the alternates, they come in less.
Actually,
it?
this indicates that the total base bid and allowance still signals low. On your chart,
Yeah, but the alternate,
The alternates, you have to look at the alternate one which was chosen. There's 14,700 in the alternate underneath. The total facility is 151,578 with the 9.
180, 180, what?
181,229, where they're at,
Both at 180, right?
yeah, 181,500, like $500.
So they are the lowest, total facility is the lowest
Lowest with the...
with the alternate.
with
What-
the
And what is the alternate?
The alternate is other work that needs to be done there, that's in the plan, that we chose to do, that you can either do it, how do I want to say it?
it's not part of the base bid.
It's not part of the base bid, it's extra work that you want them to do, that's done by the A&E, who did the job.
No, I understand what an alternate is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to determine what the nature of the alternate work is. Is it a different set of electrical panels? Is it LED lighting? Is
Oh, that would I
What
would have
makes
to,
it- what makes
I have
it-
to go into the, actually into the...
What makes it optional and not part of the base bid that you would choose?
Well, what you do is when you put the bid out, you put the bid out what you really like, okay? Then you look, if you break out that alternate, if you have a certain amount of money in the bond, okay, you want to break out that alternate. If you have the money there to do it, then you can pick up that alternate. If you don't, you may not pick that alternate in order to proceed with the project.
Okay.
And because this is under the 250, no apprenticeship.
They are apprenticeship because it's part of the whole complete project of $1.2 million.
Well, that's not what you said last time.
That's
You said they
exactly
go
what I said.
for each bid. So
It's
this
the
bid-
total, it's the total aggregate of the project. The total project is 1.2. All your primes have to have the apprenticeship program because the project is over $250,000. If it's a project that's under $250,000, the apprenticeship program is not required.
So even if it's 10 contracts, if it's 10 $30,000 contracts, they all have to have apprenticeship program, if the project is 300,000.
Correct. That's not my rules. That's the way it is. It's the way it's set up as far as the legislature goes. As far as the apprenticeship program goes. It's $250,000, they must have an apprenticeship program, the project.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So moved, there's no other questions.
Second? May I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Number 7, authorize an agreement with Direct Energy Business Marketing LLC regarding the supply of natural gas to various county facilities.
How you doing, Mr. Chairman?
Oh,
Electric, yeah.
okay, number 6. I missed 6. Our learned counselor tells me.
They're about the same as 6 and 7. But they're actually, they actually coincide. What we're asking here is for the renewals for our energy commodity purchase, our electrical and our gas, at current stable rates for the remaining term of the RFP.
Okay, so any questions on number 6?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Now we're at number 7. Authorizing an agreement with Direct Energy Business Marketing LLC regarding the supply of natural gas for various county facilities.
Yes, sir. The same thing, it's a renewal, goes for the remainder of the RFP, and it locks in at the current pricing throughout.
Any questions? Yes, Dave.
It says it's $3.99 per decatherm. For a fixed monthly price?
And 477
For daily price?
Yes.
Can you explain to me what that?
So depending on how the account's set up, and usually by volume is how you have to pay. You're usually a smaller volume for the daily, then that gives you the higher number. And then if you're buying a large chunk, like the sewer department, you get the monthly.
Do we always get the monthly?
We get whatever is advantageous underneath, like I said, if you, the certain volume, there's a volume cutoff where you can't opt into the $3.99. If you're not like the sewer plant or, you know, someplace that uses a lot of gas, you have to go with the first rate.
So we're not packaging the entire Albany County user as one user, they're breaking
It's
it out.
it's at every station
each-
for your
each
delivery, yes. I see what you're saying.
Yes, we can't package it as being one customer,
And always get the-
even though we're, and always, you know, to raise our aggregate volumes.
You could definitely look into that. It was the original RFP. I could definitely look into that for you.
So Mega is then contracting with different vendors to provide, different gas providers for electric?
Yeah,
And
the
then-
commodity.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
Yeah.
If not, may I have a motion? Second? Second? You made the motion. Second? Thank you.
That was in my bread.
Double dip.
All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. May I have a motion for adjournment?